Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Going to spend some time chatting with my good friend, Super Julie Braun of superinterns.com. And I'm a fan, a friend, and love working with the super interns. I love what they do of bringing the concept of internships, which I have seen largely across the board, even with large corporations, often done in a sloppy, unorganized way, and they wonder why it isn't effective. And the reason why is they don't work with someone like super interns. I love what you guys do. How you doing, Julie?
I'm doing great, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit more about super interns, and then introduce us to your guest today, which looks like a great one, a very timely one, as always.
Yes, sure. Well, at superinterns.com, what we do is we help companies grow successfully by utilizing the talents and strengths of interns. We also help interns find amazing internships that then they can leverage into future careers. Today's guest is Bill DeRosa, and Bill is the CEO and founder of Talking Finger, which is a social media company. Bill, good morning, and please tell us a little bit about your company.
Good morning, everybody. Good. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it. A little bit about my company. We got a couple of full-time employees, one part-time, couple of interns, but really what our company does is we specialize in social media marketing, basically everything from creating profiles and optimizing profiles to integrated strategies within social or integrated with other traditional marketing. It's really anything that has to do with social media marketing. We get companies on, optimized, and get them engaged with their fans.
That's interesting. By the way, whenever I talked with my fingers in school, I always got suspended. So it's good to see it being used in a much more healthy and refreshing way with your company. Go ahead, Julie.
Yeah, so Bill, what makes your company stand out from everybody else?
We're lucky. We kind of got into the game of social media marketing really early in 2009. So we were kind of right as it was starting to grow into what social media what is today. And I believe what really separates us, we focus on social media on a daily basis. It really gives us an advantage over the general ad marketing agencies because we're really able to stay onto the trends, what's next, how to leverage new or existing social networks, things like that. So, it really gives us an advantage to be able to focus on the specific vertical and really bring results to our clients.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Kind of give us an overview of verticals that you tend to work with.
It really runs the gamut, I have to say. We work with everything from AHL hockey teams, so we're talking professional sports teams, to local mom-and-pop shops on Main Street, to small and large nonprofits, and even some really large corporations. So it really runs pretty much every vertical. The only one that we really can't help, it's usually easier for me to say who we can't help, and people like who are financial advisors or investors we can't help just because they're so regulated and so handcuffed they can't engage with an audience and really in any kind of meaningful way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Super Julie.
So I'm just curious. We all use social media, but I'm not sure if anyone really knows why it's so important. Can you kind of clarify that a little bit for everyone?
Yeah, absolutely. I get that question kind of often, believe it or not, is, why do I need to position myself on the social networks? And, if you really look around at what everybody's doing online at Starbucks, for example, or even in their daily lives, it's really how people are communicating now more than almost in any other way. People would rather post up on Facebook than call a bunch of their friends, for example, about something that's going on. And one of the other things you really have to look at is I'm a big believer in looking at trends and the youth, because if you think about it, the youth are always the next business owners and entrepreneurs, and they're growing up in this digital social world where this is how they communicate. This is where they go for information. It's how they get the news a lot of times. So really positioning yourself now for not only the present, but the future of what's coming next, it becomes imperative for a business to keep market share.
Yeah, by the way, go ahead and give your website.
Sure, no problem. My website is really simple. It's talkingfinger.com. And I always also tell people that if you go onto Google and you search Talking Finger as two different words, you can also find pretty much every social network we're on. And if you choose to engage with us that way, you can go there as well.
Very good. Go ahead, Super Julie.
So I'm also wondering who has inspired you and why?
Yeah, I mean, it's a wide open question because I really gather my influences from so many different experiences and backgrounds. I mean, the obvious one is in social media, there's people like Gary Vaynerchuk and Pete Cashmore and things like that. But truly in life, I really tend to be inspired by those around me who have successfully either built businesses or are leaders of local communities or even work daily in nonprofit sectors. I really think inspiration could come from the smallest examples of just being good human beings more so than any other way.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Awesome.
What would you say is, in terms of the various social media out there, rank your importance or aligned your importance with various types of industries?
You mean like as far as what social networks would be the most important one?
What works best for what?
It really, again, I think you kind of said it right there. It really depends on who the target audience is. And I'll give you an example. Years ago, Facebook obviously was the youth, and, the adults and stuff really weren't on it. And that's had a dramatic shift now to where the youth kind of jumped off of Facebook. Now they're on platforms such as Instagram or Vine or things that are more mobile social networks, while the largest growth on Facebook has actually been like the 50, 60-year-olds and larger. So, it really depends on what audience you're trying to reach. If you're trying to reach women who are 35 years old and over who have a lot of money, then you want to be on Pinterest, for example. And that's also part of what we do is when we're positioning businesses, organizations, or companies on social networks, we really need to nail down and identify the target audience so that we can then choose the social network that would be able to best communicate or engage with that audience.
Yeah, very good. Super Julie?
So how's business going to be in 2015 for your business?
We're early into it, but projections are that we're looking really good. I mean, we continually have growth every single month. And really the projections that I'm looking at, and I'm a big planner with things like that, I'm definitely looking to double by the end of this year with just the way that we're month after month continually grabbing new clients. And we're lucky because we really have an ongoing suite of satisfied clients who continue to use our services quarter after quarter after quarter. They keep renewing. So it's looking really good.
Well, I want to thank both of you for a very good segment. I need you to go ahead and wrap it up for us, Super Julie.
Yeah, so Bill, I so appreciate you coming on today. And I know that we're going to be working in the future. You have a fantastic business. And I can just tell our audience, if you are interested in getting into social media, go to talkingfinger.com and check out what Bill DeRosa's company can do for you.
Thanks to both of you. Great interview. I enjoyed it so much. And as always, enjoy having you on, Super Julie. Awesome. And
thanks a lot, Kevin.
When we come back, we're going to have much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here does show up over there at usdailyreview.com. You're listening to The Price of Business.